Today, President Trump has ordered a rapid withdrawal of 2,000 United States troops from Syria within 30 days, declaring the 4-year American-led war against Islamic State as largely won, officials said Wednesday. We have defeated ISIS in Syria. My only reason for being there during the Trump presidency, the president said in a Twitter post on Wednesday. He offered no details on his plans for the military mission, nor a larger strategy in Syria. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the White House press secretary, said in a statement that we have stated returning the United States troops home is a transition to the next phase of this campaign. But Pentagon officials who had sought to talk to the president out of the decision as of late Wednesday morning argued that such a move would betray Kurdish allies who have fought alongside American troops in Syria and who could find themselves under attack in a military offensive now threatened by Turkey. One American official said that the Kurdish leaders were informed of the president's decision on Wednesday morning. At this time, we continue to work with, and through our partners in the region, Colonel Robert Manning, a Pentagon spokesman, said in a short statement. A second official said the withdrawal of troops would be phased out over several weeks and that the American-led airstrike campaign against Islamic State in Syria, which began in 2014, would continue. The official said the military hoped to rely on Kurdish fighters on the ground to help with targeting. Officials discussed the emerging policy on condition of anomaly before any announcement from the White House. Not sponsored by Phantom, but if y'all ain't carbon up, y'all ain't getting the job done. In a series of meetings and conference calls over the past several days, Defense Secretary Jim Mattis and other senior national security advisors have tried to dissuade Trump, the president, from a wholesale troop withdrawal, arguing that the significant national security policy shift would essentially cede foreign influence in Syria to Russia and Iran at a time when American policy calls for challenging both countries. Abandoning the American-backed Kurdish allies, Pentagon officials argued, will hamper future efforts by the United States to gain the trust of local fighters from Afghanistan to Yemen to Somalia. In addition, the Islamic State has not been full vanquished from the small territory it controls on the Syrian-Iraqi border. The Islamic State has held that territory for more than a year in the face of attacks by American and allied forces, and has used it as a launching pad to carry out attacks in Iraq and Syria. But Mr. Trump promised during his presidential campaign to withdraw American troops from Syria and has been looking for a way out since. He reluctantly agreed in April to give the Defense Department more time to finish the mission. In recent days, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan of Turkey has given Mr. Trump just such a possible path. Mr. Erdogan has vowed to launch a new offensive against the Kurdish troops that the United States has equipped to fight the Islamic State in Iraq and Syria. As the debate over withdrawing from Syria was raging inside the White House over recent days, Mr. Trump argued that the risk of a Turkish incursion could be a threat to United States forces in Syria. Officials said, although Mr. Erdogan would likely face huge reprisals if Turkish troops killed or wounded any Americans. On Monday, Mr. Erdogan said that he told Mr. Trump that Turkey would launch its offensive soon. Turkey considered the American-backed Kurdish forces to be a terrorist group because of their connection to the Kurdish Workers' Party, a Kurdish insurgency in the region. The Syrian Kurds hope to create an autonomous region in northeast Syria, similar to the one in neighboring Iraq, and now control around 30% of the Syria's territory. Pentagon officials have been pushing for a diplomatic solution to the issue. The Islamic State, a militant group known as ISIS, has lost nearly all of its territory in Iraq and Syria, where the 2,000 American troops are mostly advising a militia made up of Kurdish and Arab soldiers. In recent days, Turkey has accused the United States of failing to tackle security threats in the region. The United States and Turkey are NATO allies, but uneasy partners in the war against the Islamic State. But one Defense Department official suggested that Mr. Trump also wants to divert attention away from the series of legal challenges confronting him over the recent days. The Russian investigation run by the special counsel, as well as the sentencing of his former personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, in a hush-money scandal to buy the silence of two women who said they had 2 affairs with Trump. Mr. Trump's former national security advisor, Michael T. Flynn, was in court on Tuesday, where he was harshly criticized by a federal judge for his efforts to mislead federal investigators. So that's how the news is panning out, y'all. I mean, this is the world we live in today. I think it's a good idea. Get them troops out of there, get them back to their families. So many Marines have given their lives in the service of this country. And I just feel like it is a great idea by Mr. Trump to get out there and take them troops out of that country, get them back home. All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in to another video. Subscribe to my channel. If you like the content, give me a thumbs up if you do. If you don't, give me the thumbs down. Drop your comments in this comment section down below. See y'all later.